A big takeaway that I got from this course was that violence comes in many different forms and happens all around the world. Of course, I knew violence happens all around the world. However, I was opened up to different forms of violence, violence that I haven't heard of. Um, Examples for me were honor killings and acid violence. I had not heard of those types of violence before. I was aware that there were patriarchal societies, and I spent years living in a patriarchal society that always thought less of women. However, I wasn't aware of the discriminatory violence that women face in these countries and the fear that they feel just living there. It was difficult to fathom this kind of violence. When I was watching documentaries and doing the readings, I would sit back and say, whoa, I can't believe this is actually happening. It's hard to believe that some of this violence is actually happening around the world. Not only did that stick out to me, but what struck me is the judicial system in some of these countries. I know America has its flaws within the judicial system. I know about that. But it was interesting to see the different countries and how their judicial system works and how people of power and how corrupt the government or the judicial system may be. That was a very interesting read and a very interesting, eye-opening topic. Living in America for a short period of time, I've been able to see the flaws of, as I said, the American system, and now I'm able to kind of take a step back and look at around the globe and what's really going on there. This class has absolutely changed my perception of women's issues. I honestly have never taken a class previously of women's issues and human rights, so this was a challenge. This was something that was eye-opening, and it was a great experience. I'm glad I took this class. As a woman, it's something that I should be able to advocate for and try to make an impact. And as a social worker, I should do my due diligence to make change possible. As I mentioned, I am aware of patriarchal societies. I lived in one myself, but I was never aware of the violence that went on, even when I was living in these countries. The role I see social workers playing in tackling this kind of violence is education and advocacy. Social workers can make a difference together, and you can make a difference on your own. Educate others. As on an individual level, you can educate others on what's going on. You can make your own change. On a bigger scale, associations with social workers and stuff and things like that, you can make a difference and go to these countries and tackle these problems. And of course, this is a progress. This is a process. It takes a lot of time to tackle these issues, but social workers, we can do it. One of the women of the stories and the readings that stuck out to me was Ruxana in Saving Face. Her story stuck out to me because I remember at one point she broke down in the film crying and just said she wishes she was dead. She doesn't want to live anymore. And that was hard to see. That really hurt. That really spoke to me. And she showed so much strength and resilience in in her situation. And when she found out she was pregnant, she gained more hope for her situation and hopes that things would get better. So she showed a lot of strength and a lot of resilience in that film. Overall, this class has opened my eyes to types of violence, types of corruption, the abuses of power, discrimination, human rights issues. This class has opened my mind to so much and given me so much perspective on culture, and has piqued my interest on how to get more involved in the future as a social worker who can advocate and make change. Thank you.